Satire 2 by John Donne. Sir, though I thank God for it, I do hate perfectly all this tone. Yet there's one stat in all ill things so excellently best that hate towards them breeds pity towards the rest. Though poetry indeed be such a sin as I think, that brings dearths and Spaniards in, though like the pestilence or old-fashioned love, it riddenly catch men and doth remove never till it be starved out, yet their stat is poor, disarmed, like papists, not worth hat. On like a wretch which at bar judged as dead, yet prompts him which stands next and could not read, and saves his life, gives idiot actors means, starving himself, to live by his laboured sayings, as in some organs puppets dance above, and bellows pant below, which them do move. One would move love by rhymes, but witchcraft's charms bring not now their old fairs, nor their old harms. Rams and slings now are silly battery, pistolets are the best artillery. And they who write to lords rewards to get, are they not like boys singing at doors for mate? And they who write because all write, have still that excuse for writing and for writing ill. But he's worst, who beggarly doth chow others with fruits, and in his ravenous mouth, rowly digested, doth those things outspew as his own things. And that is own 'tis true, for if one ate me mate, though it be known the mate was mine, the excrement's his own. But these do me no harm, are they which used to outswave dildos and outuse your Jews, to outdrink the say, outswear the litany, who with sins all kinds as familiar be as confessors, and for whose sinful sake schoolmen new tenements in hell must make, whose strange sins canonists could hardly tell, in which commandments large receipt they dwell. But these punish themselves. The insolence of Coscus only breeds me great offence. Home time, which rots all, and makes botches pox, and plodding on must make a calf and ox, hath made a lawyer, which was, alas of late, but a scarce poet. Jollier of this stat than our new Benfist ministers he throws like nets or lime twigs, wheresoever he goes, his title of barrister on every wench, and woos in language of the plays and bench. A motion, laddie, spake Coscus. I've been in love e'er since treacherism with the Queen. Continual claims I've made, injunctions got to stay me rival shoot that he should not proceed. Spare me. In Hilary term I went. You said if I returned this size in length, I should be in remitter of your grace. In the interim, a letter should take place of affidavits. Words which would tear the tender labyrinth of a soft maid's hair. More than 10 Slavonian scolding. More than when wains in our ruined abbey's roar. When sick with poetry and possessed with muse, thou wast and mad, I hoped, but men which choose low practice for mere gain, bold soul repute, worse than the embrothelled strumpet's prostitute. Now like watchman he must walk, his hand still at a bill. Now he must talk idly like prisoners, which whole months will swear that only suretyship hath brought them there. And every suitor lay in every thing like a king's favourite. Yea, like a king, like a witch in a block, ring to the bar, bearing like asses and more shameless far than carted whores. Lay to the grave judge, for bastardy abounds not in king's titles, nor simony and sodomy in churchmen's lives, as these things do in him. Be these he thrives, shortly as the say. He will compass all our land, from Scots to White, from Mount to Dover strand, and Spain, ours melting with gluttony, Satan will not joy at their sins as he. For as a thrifty wench scraps kitchen stuff, and barrelling the droppings and the snuff of wasting candles, which in 30 year relic lay kept, perchance by his wedding year, piecemeal he gets lands, and spends as much time wringing each acre as men pull in prime. In parchments then, large as his fields, he draws assurances, big as glossed civil laws, so huge that men in our time's forwardness are fathers of the church for writing less. These he writes not, nor for these written pies, therefore spares no length, as in those first days when Luther was professed he did desire short paternosters, sighing as a friar, each day his beds, but having left those laws, adds to Christ's prior the power and glory clause. But when he sells or changes lands, he empires his ratings and unwatched leaves out Satires. As slyly as any commenter goes by hard words or sense, or in divinity as controverters invouch texts leave out shroud words which made against them clear the doubt. Where are those spread woods which closed heretofore these bought lands, not built nor burnt within door? Where those landlords' troops and alms, in great halls, Carthusian fuss and fulsome bacchanals, equally a hat? Man's bless, in rich men's homes, I bid kill some beasts, but not hecatombs. None starve, none surfeit so. But oh, we allow good works as good but out of fashion now, like old rich wardrobes, but me words none drowse within the vast rage of the huge statute laws. If you liked this video and want to help me make more things like it, consider making a pledge at my Patreon account.